Hi, I'm Matt Wood. I'm the founder and chief headache reducer of Shooting Green Consulting. We are your go-to human capital consulting company when it comes to hiring from the military community. Today, I want to talk about the elephant. I never understood how the phrase, let's address the elephant in the room, came to be. Was it a problem in years and years ago where people would have elephants entering their rooms, homes, workplaces, and didn't know how to deal with it? Were they trying to talk politely to the elephant? Or did they just want to speak to? Whatever the reason for this phrase becoming part of our normal use, I do want to take some time to talk about why having a company like Shooting Green Consulting work with your company will be a benefit. I'm going to talk on three topics today. I'll use these to address an understanding of how the military community, the competitive advantage your company will gain, how your recruiting, onboarding, and employee retention will improve. To start with, as the chief headache producer of Shooting Green Consulting, I understand the skills former military professionals and military spouses bring to an organization. This knowledge comes from 21 years of active military service and 11 years as a military spouse. If you read anything about me, whether it's on LinkedIn, on my webpage, whatever, you know I had the fortune to serve on active duty in the United States Army for more than a few days in a variety of different roles. This provided me with a fair amount of insight into the skills, knowledge, and experience our military imparts to service members. Not only did I get to serve for as long as I did, but I also experienced life after the military working in a Fortune 100 company where I saw firsthand the knowledge gap that exists between our military community and their civilian counterparts. There's a leadership ability that most people don't quite realize exists in the military that starts almost from day one and continues until the time a service member decides to hang up their uniform for the last time. No, what you're seeing outside isn't big bright flashes of explosions or anything. Apparently the sun decides it wants to come out and play games with me today, so we're just going to have to deal with that. Don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to shoot on another day. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about, levels of experience depend on roles and rank, and it still exists. So it's always going to be there. That leadership ability is always going to be there. And it's not just taught in a classroom setting, but it's proven through practical hands-on exercises on a daily basis in a wide variety of environments and situations. Of course, not every job outside of the military is going to put people in situations where leadership decisions can mean the difference between life or death, but service members are trained to deal with that level of decision making. Quick, fast, spontaneous as needed. What this means for your company is that you're hiring people who can remain calm under pressure and may see their peers who react negatively to leadership decision making with a bit of derision. Honestly, it's not meant to be a put down. It's just the way that former military professionals look at the decision options they see, and they look at it and they think about it and say, okay, well, what's the worst that could happen? No one's going to die. No one's shooting at me. No one's actively trying to harm the people I'm leading. And I'm not going to be held responsible for millions of dollars of equipment should something go wrong. Most of the time. From that perspective, leadership decisions become easy for them to make. Which leads me to my next point. Hiring former military professionals and military spouses provides your company with a competitive advantage because you're gaining experienced leaders who've led teams of various sizes. At the lowest level, a military leader could be in charge of 4 to 6 people, responsible for their morale, their welfare, training, and job performance. At the highest levels, they're leading organizations that number in the tens of thousands. Yes, they're using decentralized command for a lot of that, but at the end of the day, that proverbial buck stops with them as the person in charge. They're the ones who are ultimately responsible. At my most senior leadership point, for example, I was responsible for 250 new employees and 16 seasoned individuals. We did onboarding for 10 weeks. I had to be able to talk about everything that was going on a day-to-day basis, along with forecasting needs, plans, requirements, and helping to resource all of the requirements for this organization. There weren't very many corporate leaders out there that do this on a daily basis. There still aren't. The other way your company gains a competitive advantage by hiring from the military community is you're employing people who are highly trained, learn quickly, and have a mindset of wanting to make your company better whenever they eventually leave than it was when they got there. They're also not comfortable about continually doing things a certain way because that's the way it's always been done. Unless they're from the Navy, in which case it relates a lot to some of their traditions, and I don't quite understand how that works. But that's the Navy. They also look for ways to do things better, smarter, and in a more common sense manner. These are people who are not afraid to work independently, but also know how to be a successful member of a team. Lastly, let's touch on how your company's recruiting, onboarding, and employee retention will improve, which is a huge money saver. There are programs where you, as a company, can get to experience the knowledge and skill sets former military professionals bring to the table, where you don't have to pay for them. You don't have to pay these people. Much like test driving a new car, you can do something very similar with service members who are nearing the end of their time in the military. And it doesn't cost you anything but time and the willingness to be open-minded. There are also programs that allow companies to partner with certain branches of the military to guarantee service members jobs when they leave the military. Since I know you're wondering, there are similar programs for military spouses to help your company hire from this great stream of talent as well. So you're not limited to just the former military professionals, but you also have programs that you can hire military spouses from. You're getting the same quality. So we've talked about hiring and recruiting aspects. What about the onboarding and retention sides? That's where your current veteran employees, military spouse employees, or military affiliated employees, your allies, can come into play. They can be utilized to help with resume translation, provide sponsorship or mentorship to new employees, which in turn helps with streamlining your onboarding and shows that your company is serious about its military hiring initiative. If your company is large enough to have employee resource groups, this is another means to tap into your veteran or military spouse assets. By integrating them into the hiring and onboarding process, you're providing these new hires from the military community with something they are familiar with and a way for them to make sense of life outside of the military community that they are unfamiliar with. These are just a few ways in which you can approach hiring from the military talent stream. But to really take on this opportunity, it helps to have someone in your corner who can help it make sense to you. And that's where Shooting Green Consulting comes in. We're here to help you hire smarter, save money, and employ and retain that top talent every company is so desperately searching for. As the old phrase goes, we're from the government, and we're here to help. I'm Matt Wood. I'm the Chief Headache Reducer of Shooting Green Consulting. Reach out to us. Let us show you how we can be an asset to you and your company and help you hire smarter. Thanks for taking the time. I look forward to hearing from you.